All right, so it looks like I'm going to show you the process from beginning to end, but what I'm showing you right now on the screen is, all right, so it looks like there we go. So this is an image that was generated from Midjourney, which is an artificial intelligence artwork platform. So I'm going to show you that process and show you the prompt that I use. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it in here to basically help us make this appropriate for our website. So somebody in here tonight will get a chance to basically have this catered for their website, but I'm going to need your cooperation. So this is not the time to be shy. This is the time to definitely speak up so that I can use your input and your help to help inside of the Craft to Quit Platinum VIP program. And those who may be on the YouTube side of things, definitely you're able to hang out and watch for the free 99. However, I am not able to answer questions and things from there because I will be, I got this mode of focus. I will be in the Zoom room, but I'm definitely allowing you all to have this information for free just because I want to make sure that I'm not a gatekeeper, but I am going to give my attention to the people that pay, because when you pay attention. Okay, so my people in the Craft Quit program, they've been paying attention. They've been using this stuff, and I know you have too on the YouTube side. I am not counting y'all out, but I am definitely making sure that that we all have access to this information right now. Okay. So for my Platinum VIPs, my Craft to Quit inside of the Zoom room, I need y'all to participate with me so that we can make this something that will directly cater to your process as soon as you're ready to do this for yourselves, okay? So let's start off with generating an image in Midjourney. And I'm gonna show you some that I have generated. Let me know if y'all can see the Midjourney on the screen here. I'm gonna bring all this Zoom stuff over to my other screen. Okay. And you all remind me too, I will have a way for you all to retrieve the AI art that we do tonight. So if any of the art that we do tonight looks like it might be exciting for you to use, just remind me by the end of the session, and excuse me, I will have the team upload that artwork on the back end of the Craft to Quit program. All right. Cool, cool. And Nancy, if you can grab that admit for me, perfect. Y'all got it. All right, so here's a prompt that I'm using right now. And of course, you all can, I'll copy and paste this prompt inside of the chat so that if you all want to do this along with me, if you already have Midjourney set up, I'm not going to set that up with y'all tonight, but you will be able to use this prompt. So in this one, I am doing, I'm going to give you this prompt here, and then I'm going to explain it as I'm saying it out loud. Okay, so I just put photo of. Now, when you put the words photo of, it's going to give you more of a photorealistic image versus sometimes it'll be cartoon images. You can do like watercolor type images. You can also do like 3D Pixar type characters. So when you say photo of, it's going to give you something more photorealistic. And I said photo of beautiful Black woman in blank white t-shirt and jeans with pink and blue brick wall in the background. I just put that out there because in my head, I'm designing this for a website that's pink and blue in color scheme, and I want to see what it gives me. And you'll notice that I like that she has like a stylized kind of t-shirt. It's tucked in, it looks cool. It looks like something you would see on a website, right? But I do have this little mess right here. I'm gonna see if I can clean that up in Photoshop. And then also, what if this is not my pink and blue? What if I want more of a traditional blue and a hot pink? So we'll be able to look at that today too. So what I want to do first, let me go ahead and copy and paste that in the chat for y'all. I want to know, what are your colors, your hex colors for your store? If you can copy and paste your hex colors for your store, you should have 2 colors. And I've never tried the hex color thing in Midjourney, but I'm going to try it right now. So I want to see if it works. So I need you all to know your hex codes. If you know your hex codes, then that will definitely help out right now. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to type in imagine. space, and then paste his prompt. And then instead of saying pink and blue brick wall, I'm going to copy and paste hex codes here. And I believe I have my hex codes, but I would rather help design for y'all than to design for myself right now. If you don't have your hex codes right now, it's okay, but I'm just training you to have those hex codes on tap. But just let me know what your two main colors are. Is it like a rose gold? I know, let's see if I know some of y'all's colors. Felicia, I believe yours is purple and gold. And correct me if I'm wrong. I know Morticia's is like a pink, like a rose pink, and kind of brown and gold. So let's go purple and gold. So I know purple and gold. I need y'all to participate though, because I'm not just here making this stuff for free. Okay. You all, you pay for this time and this energy. I want to make sure that we're making good use of it. So I want y'all to be active and participate with me. All right. So in this time, instead of saying pink and blue brick wall, I'm going to go purple and gold. Now, Felicia, you know your hex codes. Matter of fact, I can look you up because you're in the accelerator. Let me look yours up. Hold on. And Felicia, yours is these custom creations. And I am looking for I'm going to go to your media, and we have saved in yours your hex codes. Your logo brand assets. Got it. All right. So purple, I got your purple. And I'm going to put, because I've never used hex codes here. And your gold, let me grab that one. And gold. And I'll try to spell graffiti properly. All right, so let's try that. We're going to let it generate. See what it comes up with. Okay, so as I'm talking through this, let's go ahead and look at some of the other images that it generated. Because see, this is what it does. It initially starts generating an image, and you'll notice that these will start developing, and we'll get a good idea there. Looks like it's doing some purple and pink. So we'll let it go, see what it comes up with. And the reason why for the prompt I put the jeans in there is because it was giving me a lot of just the shirt, and it was cutting out the image. We do a lot of all overs and 13 by 19, which are considered oversized prints. So I wanted to start putting the jeans in there. So at least, even though we're not selling the jeans per se, it has some of that denim image in there so that we can fully color the shirt if we want to. Okay. All right, let's see what it came up with. Ooh, is it still going? Oh, it just finished. I was getting it prematurely. It'll tell you the percentage that it's done. And I told it a blank t-shirt. Of course, it gave me some colors because I'm asking for colors. It's also kind of putting the colors on the shirt, but that's cool because I'm going to see if in Photoshop, we're going to use the AI further in Photoshop to develop the banner image. So you can imagine this could be a whole banner image, a whole product image for your store. Okay, so we're getting creative with that right now. Felicia, let me know, do any of these stick out to you? This one is 1. The one at the top left is 1. This is how Midjourney works. The top right is 2. The bottom left is 3. And the bottom right is 4. Do any of those stick out to you? And if so, just put the number 1 through 4. And if you don't like any of them, what happens is you can regenerate. and it will actually give you whole new ideas. Felicia, you still with me? Is it 2 or 3?
I'm here.
Okay, gotcha. So 2 or 3. 2 is more focused, I think, more on the shirt, which is cool. 3, I do like the colors that are here, and I think it gives us more to kind of crop into if we do want to crop some things off. Here's the other thing you have to pay attention to. Them hands, boy, because them hands be getting, like, I pretty much figure that these hands are probably either extra finger or a finger in between, something crazy like that. So whenever you're doing these mock-ups, you do have to consider that. Or you have to consider actually re-photoshopping hands. So let's say that I'm going to go with this one because it's zoomed into the shirt. So 2 is zoomed into the shirt and I don't have to deal with any hands right now. So I'm giving y'all real-time results because this stuff happens. Let's go ahead and upscale number 2. And then what we're going to do is use Photoshop to kind of clean up the image and make it do what it do. So this will be a full product mock-up when we're done. All right, so this is upscale. We can click on it. There are actually ways that you can upscale it further, but we're gonna rock with this right now. And let's go ahead and open it in browser, and then I download it so I can get the best resolution. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. I think that's me right there.
Excuse me, Shannon. Are you recording this?
I am not. It's on YouTube, but no, I'm not recording it. It'll be on YouTube, and then what we'll do is we'll make it. We'll put the link for the YouTube there. But thank you, I appreciate it.
Okay.
All right, so let's go ahead now, and this is the one I had open. I'll play with this one later. We're going to go ahead and go with the purple one that we just did. So let me go ahead and open that one up. Boom, there we go. And I'm going to close out everything else because when we're working with Photoshop in general, you don't want to have extra files open, especially when you're doing this AI stuff, especially when you're streaming on Zoom and YouTube at the same time. So I'm doing my best to make sure I don't have any resources that are used unnecessarily. All right, so right now it's pretty much a 16:9 ratio, meaning that it's pretty much the ratio that would go on a widescreen TV. So this is what we're going to consider that our banner size is. You may have different banner sizes, and we could play with that later. Let's see here. Let me get the banner size that you all have for your store. So, Felicia, I'm going to look up your website. Beautiful, beautiful. And then if I want to just get some information right now on what size that is, I can actually go to inspect it and let's come down here. And it should give me our banner size. Because what I would like to do is just make it pretty much the same banner size. I just saw it. I just hovered over it and saw it. And it went away. There it goes. So we got 1280 by 480. So what I can do here is go make a new size and let it be pixels. And I'm going to do 1280 by 480. And usually on websites, you do not need higher than 72 DPI or the pixels per inch, PPI, DPI, pretty much same thing. And I do go with the RGB. Let's go ahead and create that. So that should be the exact same banner size that you already have. All right, so what we can do is we can go ahead and drop our image in here, and I'm going to drag and drop it from the folder. All right, so that's the first thing. And let's also say that maybe you want to put words or something on one side. So maybe you want your image to be heavier on one side than another. That's all up to you. I'm going to center it right now though. And then I'm going to fill out the rest of this image, just giving it some image to go all the way out to the outside. So I'm going to select the inside in here. And I'm going to go to select inverse. All right. And then I'm just going to hit generative fill and see what it comes up with here. After I hit generate, I'm not telling it anything to do. I'm just letting it do its thing. And I am doing my best not to touch anything while this AI is working. All right, all right. And in the meantime, what I'm going to do is go ahead and start saving some of the other AI images that you all may be interested in. All right, so we got that one. I've already semi-upscaled these, so I'll go ahead and save those for y'all. And this one did pretty decent as far as not putting anything on the shirt. So I like that it did that. I'll save that one for y'all. This one I feel cut off too much, but I really love her bronzy skin and her makeup. And I like that it's a neutral background. But what I wanted to do for this one is see if Photoshop could give me a little more image below the shirt because I feel like it's cutting off a little too much. So let's see. We'll see what we have time for. Because we only have this hour and I want to make the absolute most of it. So I want to get through a whole project with y'all. I love her hair on this one. But for this one, what I would do is I would prompt it. And I love the background. I think that background is really cool with the pipes, the different color pipes. However, the color of her shirt, I would want to be white so that, and I would want it with no pocket so that we could pretty much make it whatever mock-up we wanted it to be. And of course, I would also kind of extend that image just a little bit so we could see more of the shirt. All right, let me go. Oops, nope, that's not what I meant to do. Let me save it. So at the very least, you all will have the raw versions of what I have. And then if you want to play with it further, you absolutely can. All right, and then this one. This one, I loved her hair. The shirt has graphics on it that we would have to take off. And I like the fact that she had on jeans, so it kind of gave me a little more portion of the shirt, but the background is a little bit like non-believable to me because it just kind of breaks off right here, and I would definitely regenerate this background. But I do like the image here, so I will go ahead and save that one for y'all too. Just giving you my thought process too, because maybe this is some things you may or may not think about when you're doing your images from AI. But definitely I'll be trying to hide them hands, boy. Let me see if this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She got 6 fingers right there and they nubbies. So not that anything's wrong with 6 fingers with nubbies. I'm just letting you know that sometimes it's going to give you some images that you may not want that particular output. So you're going to have to either clean it up or regenerate. Yeah, I think out of this one, I like this one better. I didn't like the makeup on this one. This one, I did not like the background, and her fingers there don't look natural. So I wasn't impressed with that one. So I think we got what we're going to get out of this. Let's see. Let's check on Photoshop, see what it's doing. Oh, shoot. I'm trying to open up the other Photoshop. Do y'all see that? Do you see how it just pretty much generated extra part of this image? Okay, so with that said, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next part, which is going to be seeing if we can just clean up the shirt here. So I'm going to zoom in. little bit here. And then I'm going to select with my lasso tool, just select here. And I'm going to see if it can tell that I just want to clean that up. So I'm just going to hit generative fill and hit generate. If it doesn't do what I want it to do, I'll just put like a blank shirt and then let it go from there. Okay. Well, I'm trying to take the top off of a bottle that does not have a top. All right, so I think it's trying to use, let me go back to this layer and let's save. All right, so this is going to be our shirt, mockup, banner, AI example. And then also it's using really, really intense resources while I'm doing this. So I am going to close that out. I'm saving this, but as I go, I'm going to also be kind of merging and moving forward so that it doesn't have all these layers, because these layers, it will save this. I don't know if you can see this here, but this generative layer will save all of the options that it had at that time when you generated it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and rasterize that layer. And then I can also disable the layer mask. Actually, let's just go ahead and delete it. Okay. And what it does is it keeps the image below the smart object below it, and then it has this generative layer on top. Now imagine that this is a low resolution, y'all. This is not like going to be one of your high resolution mockups, because this is a banner mockup. The banner is going to be web resolution, okay? So if I were doing this for my product photos, I probably want a little bit higher resolution to start off so that I can use them as ads, I can use them as print media, whatever I wanted to use them as, and then I would break them down to 72 DPI to use for web. However, all of this is only going to be used for web, so we're going to just keep it at that. Okay, so I'm actually going to delete that layer so we can keep this nice and clean. All right, and let's save. All right. Now let's see if it'll let me do what I need to do here, because it should be a smaller file. It should be moving a little bit faster too, because now it's a smaller file. They see, and this is beta, so it's telling me it's against guidelines. There are no guidelines that I'm breaking at this very moment, so I don't know. It does this sometimes when you do AI to AI within and more than one iteration of it within Photoshop. So what I'm going to do, and it knows that when you use AI once, it knows that the AI was used and it's forever embedded into that file. So there's really not a way to trick it into thinking that it wasn't something else before. But I'm just going to go ahead and call this one main image. Okay. And then I'm going to do save. I'm going to see if I give it a prompt right now. So right now I'm going to say blank shirt, no image. And see if it stops me with the message again. If it stops me with the message again, what I'm going to do is clear my preferences and I'm going to reopen Photoshop, because it's just like I put a blank letter on her shirt, y'all. That's funny, y'all. AI, it's pretty funny to me. Let me see if yeah. I mean, that actually could be kind of a a cool idea to make it look like there's something pasted on the shirt, but this is not what I wanted. So I'm gonna actually go back here. But you see how now it allowed me to do it. It's a little fickle in the beta stage. So let me just do right here now and just see if it would just let me generate without putting a prompt in there. I actually think that might be kind of a cool idea to like make it, you raggedy. it's acting funny with me right now. So let me put a prompt in here. As a matter of fact, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to anytime Photoshop gives you errors and stuff, just go to preferences general and have it reset. Preferences on quit. It's not my best and most favorite thing to do, but anytime I'm having issues, that's what I do. And I'm going to actually close out of all this, say, yes, I want to change. Okay. And then I'm going to open it back up and see if it gives me that same issue. Yeah, this is part of what we're learning for AI in action. So it's in action. That means it's live, and we're gonna get all of the errors and the good stuff. All right, so and now it's gonna bring up all of that stuff there because it thinks it's brand new installed. I just want to see if that was an error for that one time, or this is just an error within Photoshop. So let's do generative fill. I agree to your rules, even though I don't even think you know your rules right now, Photoshop. And let's see if it still gives us that warning. If it doesn't give us the warning, then it's still giving us that warning, y'all. So for this one, I am going to do content aware fill, which I don't know if we knew this, but content aware was always an AI generation as well. Like we just weren't calling it AI. All right, so let me apply and say, okay. It did all right. Gave her a little extra little bumpiness right here. But basically that is AI as well. I don't like that. And we're going to try it one more time. I'm going to get a little more particular with this. Deselect. Let's grab my paintbrush tool. And I got to reset up my stuff because you know where your preferences. Did I ever save my preferences? Doc Shannon. Boom, there we go. That's why you save your preferences and that's why you set up your workspace. All right, so I am going to just create a new layer right now, if it allows me. And just brush on this layer where this stuff is. And I'm doing this so that I could be a little more exact with how I want to regenerate this fill. So I'm going to control, grab that stuff, then expand outside of that. So I'm going to go to select and grow just a little bit. So it goes outside of that a little bit. Then I will turn that off. On this main image now, I'm going to do content aware fill and see what that looks like. And it's putting it on a new layer. That's a little bit better, but let me just say okay. And I'll do Control D to deselect. And then on this, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and merge that down. Let's get rid of that extra. And I'm looking for my healing. I'm just going to do a spot healing here. So this is not what we think like AI is, but this has been AI the whole time. Photoshop has always had AI embedded in it. All right, so that cleaned that shirt up a little bit for me. I feel like it could be a little bit better here. Go back a second. But I think this is good enough for us to work from. All right, so now what we're going to do, let's zoom out a little bit. We see that we have our banner design, see that it's out there. Let's go ahead and map out where we want the shirt to be. So I'm going to use a quick selection tool here. And on the main image, I'm going to start selecting her shirt and see how it kind of guesses where the shirt is there. And again, this is a low resolution file because this is our banner image, but it's selected a little bit too much there. I'm going to go to selected mask, come up here, and that is not what I wanted it to do. It didn't load my mask there. Okay, so I want to take away this area here. So I'm going to make my brush a little bit smaller. And it should notice what I'm trying to grab here. And I think it pretty much got the majority of the shirt. This is not super clean though. So I would, taking my time, I would actually go in with my pen tool, y'all. To be really, really real with you, go in with my pen tool and I would manually select every bit of that shirt, including the shadows. And to me, this is going to give a cleaner appearance, especially when we recolor this as like an all over shirt. If I was just putting any kind of graphic in the middle of this thing and keeping the shirt white, it wouldn't be that big of a deal to let it auto select my boundaries there. But when I intend on doing an all over shirt or even like just recoloring the shirt, let's say I want to make this shirt purple instead of white. If I have any of those white edges that the program didn't pick up, you would definitely be able to tell that you recolored this and that it wasn't a natural occurring color shirt. So I'm going kind of quickly with this pen tool right now, but of course you can be as clean and as neat with this process as you want. I'm just kind of showing you the process here. All right. And if this was I would do this first with my higher resolution version. Like I said, this is going to be a banner version, so it is going to be lower res, but I didn't want to take the risk that I'm doing all of this AI on a high resolution while we're live either. Okay, so I'm getting up here to the top of the collar. With the pen tool, you click and drag to create the curves. And I want to make sure that I'm getting all those little pixels, even the ones that are going to be more of the shadows. And the great thing about the pen tool is that you can edit this area that you're masking off even after you created your shape. When you use the lasso tool, you do not have that option. So I found that while the pen tool is a little more intimidating, it has a lot more versatility and a lot more forgiveness and ability to work with it. All right, so I'm almost done with this pen tool. There we go. And I can leave it as a vector shape, but I'm just going to go ahead and make it a selection right now, give it a 1 pixel feather radius. That's that result. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a color layer here. So I'm going to go solid color and let me pick, I'll pick the purple here just so we can kind of get an idea of that. All right. And then what I need to do is I need to tell it that this purple is not just going to be a flat purple, but the way that we apply this color is maybe multiply. Okay. And then I can go into the layer mask here. And I can shift this edge out a little bit to make sure that I'm coloring the whole shirt like I want to. See how it grew out there a little bit. And if I'm missing anything, I go to my layer mask, get my paintbrush on, make sure my paintbrush is small enough. And then here I'm going to be painting white instead of black. You see I'm adding to that there, even right here. I'm adding to that right there. And this is helping me because I'm going to use this as an all over shirt mock-up. And I just want to make sure that everything is clean and included here. All right. I'm also going to take this main image here and do Control C, edit. Let's copy here, and then I want to paste it right on top. Oh, I'm still on that. Let's edit, copy, and then edit, paste special. I want to paste in place. If I paste it in place, it goes exactly on top of that. All right, so that's my white shirt. And then what I'm going to do is, right now, I'm just going to use multiply. And I'm just doing that to intensify those shadows and stuff. Y'all, all of this stuff is a part of like mocking up that maybe we won't even get into tonight, but these are extra steps that I take a lot of extra time to do when I'm creating mockups. So just letting you know that it's not just simply placing something on top of something. And then of course I would clean up my collar area here, all that good stuff. All right, so we have our color here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, basically this will be where the 36 by 44 image would be. So I'm going to drop a rectangular tool, and I'm going to call it 3 point. Now the width will be 4.4 inches and 3.6 inches for the height. Okay, and that's just going to represent what my all over size is. I'm going to take that rectangle and turn it into a smart object. Okay, so now that it's smart object, whenever I go to this image and I open it, I'm going to tell it don't show again. Now this smart object is something that I can place my artwork on. So let's go to some artwork that we did. Let's see what we did last week. We did 224 last week. All right, so this is artwork that you would have already had done. It's my little save the date design that we did from class number 224. And keep in mind, it's going to be low resolution. Okay, and see how it automatically brought that image in there because it's a smart object. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip this down to this particular shirt here. So I'm going to right click and create a clipping mask. Now that image has clipped down onto that shirt. So it has a purple background. It has the image that I put on top of it. That's not exactly how it would do because, you know, sublimation is basically going to give you exactly what you give to it. So I'm going to take that color and make this white. And that's going to be more or less what it would look like if it was sublimation. Okay, and of course, like I have my shadows on top of that. I can play with that a little bit, but just want you to know that's how you do the mock-up process. And literally all you have to do right here, I'm going to put change image here, or actually this will be your all over image. If you weren't doing an all over image, you could simply drag and drop. So I have a version of this that's just the like a little PNG. So that's my 13 by 19 version. I can just straight up drop it right there. Clip it to the same path here. And now that's my 13 by 19 version. And of course, I would probably take this image here. Let me just call this 13 by 19. And it's already a smart object. I'm going to kind of shift it a little bit to where it looks like it's really on the shirt. There we go. All right, so that's a mock-up that's ready for your website. Like that is a banner right there, even without putting any words or anything on it. So I'm gonna go a step further, if that's all right. We got what 10 more minutes. So yeah, this is all we're gonna get to tonight is the banner image. But this is gonna be a really fun thing for you all. So let's bring back our all over here. And I want to do the effect where I have text that goes behind and in front of the image here, or maybe not, because honestly, I'd rather show y'all more of the AI right now than the Photoshop. Okay, so that's our banner here. And I want to show you that I could take this image. Let's say that we're going to put like words on the right hand side, right? So I can take this image. I'm actually going to take all of this and just group it right down. Take this whole thing. Oops. I got to grab everything together. Oh, it's on auto select. That's what I'll tell y'all. Auto select is definitely a bug. Unless you really need it. And then show transform controls, I like to keep that one on. So I'm gonna take the whole group right now and I'm gonna move it over here because to me, I want this area to be where maybe I talk about the product or talk about how great we are as a company and the image is offset to the left. But then I don't have anything on this right side. So traditionally, your girl will definitely take a little color and do a little gradient or do some grunge or something because I can't stand no hard lines. But here we're going to be able to hopefully do a little something here. So I'm just going to make sure I overlap a little bit of this existing image because you have to have some meat to grab from in order to create the rest of it. And then I'm going to go generative fill, hit generate here. And then that way you won't have like just a boring background that ends. You don't know what to do with it. You just have to fade out color. Now you can be a lot more creative with how you fill out the rest of the image there. All right, cool. Now you see it's getting a little less, I would say a little less creative in that space because it's replicating the same thing, but it's also kind of giving me this blurred effect, meaning that it's still keeping the focus on the image here, but the effect is blurred out to that edge. Now what I want to do is I want to select my subject here, which, let's go back to our main image here. And if I go to select subject, it's actually going to look for the main image there. So let's see if it does that. All right, so that's selecting our subject. And we want to select the inverse of that. And let's say I want to change the background entirely. The problem here is I don't have any overlapping right now. So let's see. I want a little more overlapping. So I am going to go to select and let's grow it just a little bit. I kind of grew it too much. I think what I'm going to do is just take my lasso here. I'm going to select inside my subject. This is not the best. And then let's say that I want a pink and gold background. I'll still go with the graffiti and see if it generates it. Let's just see what it does here. Ideally, I would just take my subject image and just replace it on top of that anyway, because it gets a little funny when you start regenerating. Ew, I don't like that Photoshop. Not like it. Let me see what other options it gave me. Oh, that one's kind of cool. That one is kind of cool. Not gonna lie, I like that one. But let's see. Let me just delete that altogether. I'm gonna turn this off. I'm going to give Photoshop basically a fresh start to generate my background here. So I'm going to just select the background in general. And then let's go ahead and do Control A. That selects all. And then I'm going to choose generative fill. And then this time I'm going to say pink and gold, abstract, graffiti, background. And just let it do its thing. Let's see what it comes up with. And the last one, I was a little more specific. I told it that I wanted a brick background. You could tell it like an actual scene that you want. I think that's kind of cool. It's still trying to throw that at me. I'm not impressed with that one. This one's a little cool. I'm liking that. I think I like this one better. So if I were to bring this one in, what I would do is select my image here. I would tell it to select subject. And then I would just isolate that subject there. So create a layer mask there, isolate that subject. And then you could clean it up, of course. But now this looks more like a banner, of course, like the banners that we're doing in Photoshop. But this one looks more like a photo. Let me right click here and disable that layer mask. So this looks more like a photo that we would actually be using. And where's the rest of my stuff there? There we go. So I'm going to go with this one because it looks more like, hey, she took this photo at the scene and it matches the colors and everything. What I could also do here is just selecting everything, go Control A. And I could just generate an entirely new background here. The problem is you have to So let's say that there's a different type of background I want here. Somebody give me an idea of a different type of background that you might want to see. As a matter of fact, we could even, let's say I wanted this to be, I'm gonna go to the very top layer here, generative fill. Let's say I wanted this to be a, let's say I wanted this to be a busy city background. And let's see what it comes up with. And this would all be basically geared towards your avatar. If your avatar is a high fashion, high powered businesswoman or entrepreneur, then maybe you want this cityscape kind of idea. If she is a sports mom that is at every game showcasing her support for her little one, then maybe you actually want to have it be a sports scene. So AI is going to help you really target your ideal client, especially when you don't know the things to pair and how to pair them, and how to grab a background from here and make it look like the photo is actually in there. So AI will help to do that. And in fact, let me see why that's working. If I don't blow things up, I can see if we can generate the same thing here. I'm going to take the same prompt and just ask Midjourney to help me. So I'm going to go /imagine. Okay, and this time I'm not going to tell it purple and gold or a graffiti background. This time I'm going to say, let's do pink and green. So let's say we're doing like our ideal client are some beautiful, high-powered AKA sorors, right? Let's target that right now. So we got pink and green. Let's do I want to do like a high motion city background, no graffiti or brick wall. I'm still going to do the aspect ratio as 16:9 so that it gives me some wider image there. Blank white t-shirt and jeans. And I want the background to be pink or green. Let's see if it's gonna give me that. It might actually make her shirt pink and green. So here's the thing with the prompts, it's going to do its best guess. So if you are throwing in a bunch of colors and telling it a bunch of different details, it may get the details mixed up. Like because I'm putting black woman, it might think I want a black shirt, or a lot of times it will take additional descriptions and kind of transpose them and try to guess and give you variations of what it thinks that you want. And basically, as you start selecting the ones that you upscale, the ones that you want to keep, it will have these learning behaviors that understand, okay, well, this is what you're asking for when you said this prompt. So that's what AI really is. It's artificial intelligence, of course, but it's also learning behavior, this machine learning. Okay, so oh, I like this view of this one right here. Like that first one is definitely giving me photo shoot vibes. Okay, I'm loving that. I'm gonna let it finish generating over there. Let me check on what we're cooking. Thank you, Photoshop. That's not exactly what I wanted. As a matter of fact, it just gave me like a cityscape, which is cool because now I could take those and I could do some layering techniques and stuff. I can literally take that. Let's put that on there. Let's take this one. Let's bring the pink back. I really wouldn't have needed Photoshop to generate that in particular, but you know, like we could play with this stuff. I definitely could, you know, use some of that image. Like that's cool. Screen is making that look pretty cool. I can see how we could use it. However, it doesn't float my boat, find my lost remote. It's not doing that for me because I feel like stock photo kind of could have done that for me. And I wouldn't have to wait all that time for the AI to generate. Okay. But it can, like Judy says, it gives the rooftop vibe. So this is definitely ways that you can generate ideas too. Because now what I would do is I would want to make this to where it looked like she's in the scene, right? If I'm doing a photo shoot. But when I'm doing Photoshop, it doesn't have to be in the scene. It is like layering elements and making it look unrealistic so that it does stand out. So all of those options matter when it matters. Let's see what my prompt generated here. I am loving this one right here, but I don't like that she has on a pink shirt, so I have to make the pink shirt white. I'm not feeling this leotard underneath the t-shirt there, but I get it. This one I do. Oh, I love that scene. So I'm like in 1 and 4 right now. I'll upscale those for y'all and put them in the folder. Okay, so the very same process that I did, except I would not, like if I was doing all of these edits, y'all, I would do these edits in the highest resolution, do my mock-up for it in the highest resolution, and then bring it over to the banner. But what I'm gonna do, because I don't want this file to be so super big for no reason. You got your 13 by 19. What is this right here? Oh, this is that extra piece there. I am going to disable that layer mask. So then you all will have this one to play with, and you'll have the higher resolution versions as well. Because we are all out of time tonight. Let me know before we close out the session tonight. Was this helpful? Number one, learning how to use AI to basically generate your product banners, product images, because now what I can do is now I can go ahead, I can make this an Instagram post. I can make this a a flyer for whatever it is that I'm selling. I could now make this like literally right now, Felicia, you could take this, put your words on top of here that you want to promote. And now this could be one of the banners that scroll with the rest of your banners. So for instance, for your website right here, you could switch it up. So you have your mock-up images, but one of the banner images that scroll could be something like this one. And then what happens is people see the mock-ups, but they see real people too, and it gets them to committing more to your brand, and they feel like it's real because it looks like it's a photo shoot. Awesome, awesome. So We're going to be doing a whole series. We're actually doing an AI in action class. If you haven't heard about it, I want you to text AI to my number. It's 850-904-5230. If you text AI to that one, you actually will get an early bird coupon code. It's 30% off of the AI class. We're going to do this for a 4-hour session, y'all. 4-hour session. Like, this was just a little snippet of it. I want to see what you all will get out of the AI. So we're going to use AI not just for generating artwork like we're doing today here. We're also going to use it for generating the product descriptions, prompts for your artwork, and so many other things. Okay, even designs that you're doing for your shirts. Okay, so I'll put that in the chat. I think some of you all already grabbed the early bird. The early bird is ending tomorrow, just so y'all know. It's 30% off. Then after that, it goes to the regular price of $97. And then when it is the week of whatever seats we have left, it will actually go up from the $97 because the seats are filling up fast. I can tell that y'all really want to learn and to use this AI. So the number is 850-904-5230. I'm putting it in the chat, love. Just text AI to that number and it'll give you a coupon code. All right. So while I have y'all here, before we drop off, let me know, what else do you want to see AI do? What else do you want to see AI do so that I can start bringing that to you all as well? Y'all well, you know what? I'm not saying that you're not telling me, because maybe you don't know what AI could do. How many of you just don't know what AI can do right now? You don't even know how it can help you. If that's you, you can put that in the chat too. Give me one in the chat if that's you. You just don't know how. You know it exists. Tamika, it can create logos. It doesn't do a great job of actually creating logos. What it does is it might give you some good references, but it doesn't do great with words at all, letters at all. Let me see. I'll put that on my list of things that you all want to see. It's not going to give you the final results, though. I will tell you that. So I'm going to put that on my list. That was one of the first things I wanted it to do. I wanted it to make me some logos. Can you drop okay, yes, you can drop a photo in as a starting point. So what I'm doing right here is I'm actually taking y'all's things that you want to know, and I am making that into what we can talk about and do in our next session. All right, so logos, I definitely have something I can show you for that. When you start with the photo, you can say, start with this photo and make this person into a space cadet with a helmet on. And it can actually work with that photo. Now, it takes that photo as a reference. So let's say drop in a reference photo. So y'all want to see that in action? So that's what I'm saying. With AI in action, you're telling me what you want to see AI do, and I'm going to put it in action, and you all will be able to use AI, how it will help you with your business. So today we just did a quick, Shopify banner, a whole photo shoot we just did without actually having to get a model in a photo shoot. So if y'all understand the power of what we just did today alone is something that's going to upgrade your website, save you a lot of time and money, because if you were to book a photo shoot session, you would have to spend a lot of time, energy, and probably a few $100s to get a single photo shoot done. Okay. Awesome. Okay, and y'all have already done some product descriptions. We've even done that in the Shopify challenge. We did some product descriptions. So sounds good. How many of you are interested or have used AI to generate designs for your shirts? Let's see. I was playing with some. And for those who are in Saturday's class, I will have did I grab these already? Let me grab them right now while I'm talking. Okay, and that one, I would definitely make her shirt white so we could do the same mock-up process. I love that one too. All the colors. I like to open in browser and then save it. All right, so what I'll do for the Craft to Quit program, anytime we do AI, Craft to Quit, I'm going to give you all of my AI files. We're going to actually have a Discord server to do all of this stuff too. But for right now, I'm just going to put them in the back end of the Craft to Quit program. You'll see a section for AI. And I mean, even if we just use it for a class, you're going to have access to that. Okay. Add more clothing to a cutoff pic. Okay, so add clothing to a cutoff pic. Let me see if I can do that real quick. I wasn't supposed to do anything extra tonight, but honestly, that is something that I was interested in doing in some of these images. So real quick, let me go ahead and close this one out. Okay. And that exact example, let's do with this one. Okay, so I said I like this one, but it cut the image off. Let me go ahead and first of all, let's add some more canvas space here. And I'm going to give it 2000 pixels wide. And let's do we're just going to give it some extra, even more than we need. So we have things to cut off. And then the height, it was 800. So let's make it 2000. We'll just let the background be white for now. Okay, so let's select the inside meat here. And then let's select the inverse. All right, let's make it do what it do, see what it does. I don't necessarily like the bottoms there, but for right now, I like what Adobe does for the background. The foreground is not impressing me right now. I feel like Midjourney is doing a better job of generating like the hands and the arms and stuff. However, if I were to cut this off down here, you know what? Let me just do a little something here. Let me tell it that I want to make this a white shirt. And you have to select all of it. Yeah. That wasn't all. I need to add to that selection because I missed that little part up there. All right. So let's do generative fill and then let's tell it I want this to be with the white t-shirt. Let's see what it does. Because the way this looks right here, I would still crop it. Nah, don't like that one. Nah, don't like that one. Ew. Yeah. Photoshop, I'm not happy with that one. I might even just let it select her arms and see if it gives her a whole new a whole new shirt style. Because what it is trying to fit it to what's existing there. Okay, that's better. Still a little janky, but it's better. That's better. Like that better. And it kind of gave her a little bit of denim and like she has a purse that she's holding on to right there. So what I would do here is now that I have enough image generated that makes me happy, then I would go to make my box size. And I forget what we said it was. 480 was the height. of the pixels. And 12. Don't get me the lion. What was it? 420 or 12? I don't know. Here. And I can't open this other one right now. What was it? 1280. And then what was the height? 420? It was 1280 and 480? I'm gonna trust you on that because I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. All right, so now what I can do, even though this is like the 1280 by 480 size here, I think it might have been something there. It might have been 460. But the beautiful thing is it's a shape. So over here in the properties, I can make it whatever size I want it to be. Okay. So now what I'm doing is I'm just kind of giving myself an idea of what this looks like, what is going to be in the frame, out of the frame. Okay. And then I will come in a little bit here. And maybe focus on just that part of the shirt. So if a little bit got cut off, that's fine. I don't think there should be anything down here that's worth it. But I could also tell it that I wanted it more offset and then continue that background for the rest of it. So like I said, I just want you all to get an understanding of what the capabilities are here. And just let me know, like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I could generate it, to make my mockups. What can I do next? Like, how do I actually make it a mockup? I showed you briefly how to do that today by using the pen tool, selecting the part of the shirt that you want to be able to mock up. Now, not only is it a photo shoot of a shirt, but it is a mockup that you can use over and over and over again. Okay. So that's just that idea there. Let's say that we don't like this bottom part down here. We can just say, look, sir, that ain't it right there. That is not it. I could just hit generative fill again and just let it guess what I want there. Let's play the guessing game. See what Photoshop comes up with. It's probably going to pick a whole nother outfit for her, and maybe she won't have blocks for hands. Photoshop is not this beta is not with the fingers right now. Is definitely not giving me lower. Do y'all see this? But I will say, if we weren't worried about the hands, it is definitely giving, like, it's giving outfit ideas, styling ideas. So many of us, it's so hard. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna tell it. I'm just going back to my lasso, and I really don't even want her hands in it at all, to be honest with you. So let me deselect. I'm gonna go back and I'm just gonna crop these hands out because I don't have time for these hands today, nor any other day do I have time for those hands. Okay. So that's what I'm gonna work with. And then what I'm gonna do is say, I want you to style this with a denim jacket over here. So I'm not gonna select the whole shirt. I'm going to just select kind of where I would want the denim jacket to be because I still want to show my design on the white shirt, right? So maybe I come here. All right, there. And then I'm still in the addition mode. So I'm going to add a little here because I don't want it to go too over into the area. All right, so I'm going to put denim jacket. Just tell it generate. Yeah, we got to get creative with it. But even when you're drawing, when you're learning how to draw, the hands are the hardest part to draw. So then you try to tuck the hands. How many of y'all made drawings and you always made the hands behind the back, or you took the hands and stuck them in the pocket? Like, that's what AI does right now. It tries to hide the hands. That's kind of cool, y'all. So see how we just added a little styling there. I mean, it is kind of like bulky hanging off. But I like that because I feel like it adds a little bit of of styling to what we traditionally do is just make t-shirts and we're just showing our t-shirts, but now it's put in a way that we can really show off. So let's say even on top of that, I wanted to add a statement necklace here, right? Let's get fancy. And let's tell it here, I want a bold, colorful statement necklace. And let's see what it does. Then you have people, hey, where can I buy that jacket? Child, if you don't buy this t-shirt, get out of my face. All right, so he did me a bold, colorful necklace there. That one looks like it's painted on, not like it. I actually like that one. Cool, cool. Exactly. So the same way that you go into a store and the mannequin already has on the outfit. So I'm going to take these off now and I'm going to say, let's say this is a sports mom and maybe she has, because we're going to have the design already, but what's something that we could do to kind of stylize this? Let's still do the jacket, but now instead of a denim jacket here, I'm going to kind of go on the neckline there. Oh, what are you doing, sir? My mouse kind of jumped a little bit. That must mean it's tired. All right, so here, let's say that we want to do let's say we want to do a red and blue windbreaker jacket. And then let's just see what it comes up with. Because for me, I know that the style is what's really going to help sell it. So that's why I feel like you all using this for photo ops instead of just for flat images will really give a certain taste. Y'all got to get out of here with them hands. Grab my strong hand. Nope, nope. I kind of like that one. If it wasn't this hand in the pocket, so I would cut that part off. A Letterman jacket? Yeah, absolutely. You can play with it. I want you all to play with it and do that. And as a matter of fact, like I want you to get used to giving it prompts, giving it things to do. I could actually hit regenerate and it'll give me 3 new options. Okay, and then also I can select that same area. I really like that, even though it doesn't look like something like immediately that I know where to find in the store, but it's just giving me that style of like the fashionable rain jackets and things of that nature. So I want y'all to play with this. I'm so tired of what they're doing to that arm over there. I'm over it, but I definitely see value in this, and I want you all to see value in it too. I want you to play with it. We could even say, okay, well, let's do some high fashion sunglasses, or let's say luxury sunglasses. Let's see what it does. Oh yeah, changing the color of the stuff, and you know all of that is a part of this whole AI movement. Now, ma'am. Maybe it's my fault because I drew a bigger space of where those glasses could go. But yeah, we can cancel that one. No bueno. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to deselect, and this time I'm going to draw a little closer to where her eyes are. And then also, I could play with that a little bit, but I would almost rather just bring in some images of some glasses because they messed up her eyes and all. Yeah. We still playing with this. This is still the beta version of Photoshop, y'all. It's doing, I would say it's doing the best job right now with the backgrounds as far as feeling what you already have, guessing what's already there, and guessing what to fill out the rest of the background with. It's doing a beautiful job with that. A+ for that. What I'm not enjoying right now are the features of the hands and the eyes when it does have to regenerate that stuff. But even like when you have a cut off top of the head, like if I cut off the top of her head here, it would regenerate the hair at the top. So that's cool. I would give it maybe a B+ for that because it still does not cleanly take out the background. It puts white behind it, but it's still better than nothing. For the apparel, I would rate it right now maybe a C+ because I think it generates ideas, but it's not quite strong enough to tell me that, hey, it can replace these fashion items. And then for generating things on a human, I'm going to give it like a C right now because it is powerful what it can do. I like the way it was able to change out shirts, but it was not able to really give the fit and the look immediately. I had to play with it quite a bit to get it there. And then on top of that, I feel like the posturing is a little off and the placement, like this looks like the collar of the jacket here. Yeah, it might be hanging off here, but it's giving like the jacket is twisted up. I don't see the zipper. I don't see some elements that I would naturally see. So I feel like it has some places to work on that. However, this beats paying for a photo shoot right now that you don't have, and taking the time out to do a photo shoot right now that you don't have the time planned out for. So and let's say, I'm going to take you back to what the original image was. It gave image at the top of the hair. It gave image to the sides. So it definitely took us somewhere. It took off the gray shirt and gave her a white shirt. We went somewhere with this image here. So I definitely want to, matter of fact, all I have to do is just, let me double click here and bring that back to the top, bring an alternate version of it to the top. And we went from this to this, y'all. So we did a little something here. Okay. And then what happens is, as long as you have this saved, you can go back and you can pull these. Okay. And then we had this variation with the denim jacket. And then now that I'm back in the denim jacket, I could tell it to regenerate, and it'll regenerate 3 more denim jackets for me. So I just want you to be aware of some of your options here. We're going to have some fun with this in AI class. You're actually going to have some assignments to work on. And what happens is, what we're going to do is everything that we generate AI, we're going to all dump into a folder so we can share with one another. So if you can imagine me giving you these files for Craft to Quit, then inside of that AI class will also have a dump for all, and I won't call it a dump. I'm going to call it, what did I say I was going to? A vault. So we'll have a vault for all of those images for whoever wants to contribute. All right. So let me see what it did here before I let y'all go. Yep. That was kind of cool. It's not a real jacket. Or it's a stylized version of it, but I could still appreciate what it's doing for the image. Like I said, so far, that's my favorite one. I can tell that it's not really a real composed jacket, but it looks stylized and I like it. Looks like it has some like really offset pockets and zippers and that sort of thing. Yeah. I think we could play with that a little bit more too. Ooh, a motorcycle jacket. So I tell you, y'all got all these ideas now. See, now I'm doing the work. Y'all got all the ideas. Listen, I know y'all learned a lot tonight. So what I want you to do is generate some images, take it into Photoshop, tell it you want a motorcycle jacket, tell it you want a Letterman jacket. All the ideas y'all giving me right now, y'all gonna have whole real deal photo shoots, okay? All right, my love. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out for those on the YouTube side. Thank you for hanging out with us. Hopefully you like the video and you subscribe to the YouTube, because if not, I'm going to start shutting it down, y'all. If y'all don't like the video and subscribe, then it's gonna bring the algorithm down. I'm giving y'all the free 99 game that Craft to Quit is literally they're paying for this program. So I'm doing my best to make sure that I give information to all levels and see where y'all take it from there. Okay. So we are 30 minutes over class time tonight. Listen, I appreciate y'all and I love you dearly. I want to see what you do with this information that I gave you. And until next time, bye. Love y'all. Get some rest tonight, but get on this work tomorrow, okay? Don't stay up too late playing with Midjourney and Photoshop AI.